turn me up. I like my money like I like my niggas. Green face card, never decline of what I mean. Act up and you gon' make me make a scene. Only time you hear my voice is when they play me on the screen. Got bad habits, I'm not the one you wanna keep. She a trap star, put that lady on a tree. Got her ass so shook, she shaking like an apple tree. Yeah, this life ain't meant for you, but baby girl, it's meant for me. This lifestyle ain't meant for you, it's meant for me. This lifestyle got girlies clocking on my teeth. This lifestyle can't get you far, know what I mean. This lifestyle ain't meant for you, it's meant for me. What it do? This my boo, she from the south. We running man just like these bitches run they mouth. I got the juice, but they still claim it, it's a drought. If I say I'm coming through, I'm about to flip the house. That boy crazy, say he tryna have my baby. Hold on, Slim Shady, just like Mariah, drive him crazy. Got him stressed, make him feel it in his chest. Ask him how it feel, just like a bullet with no vest. This lifestyle ain't meant for you, it's meant for me. This lifestyle got girlies clocking on my teeth. This lifestyle can get you far, know what I mean. This lifestyle ain't meant for you, it's meant for me.
This product is so important because not only is it produced with care, but it actually has proven results. There have been over 10,000 units of this sold. The company name is shareabutters.com, and this was developed with love by a woman who simply wanted to help her beautiful daughter as she recovered from the devastating effects of cancer, chemo, and radiation burn, and has helped many others with fading stretch marks, eczema, and many other skin issues. Check out the website as it has tons of other valuable products. Check it out. There will be a link and a discount code pinned in the comments section of this video.
Experience the ultimate in feminine care with the Sweet Yoni Lavender QG Gel Wash. This soothing, lavender-infused formula ensures freshness and comfort all day, elevating your hygiene routine. Click the link and shop now.
Did you grow up watching your mom choose men over you? Was she your first bully? Are you constantly drawn to men who expect you to suffer in silence and call it loyalty? Do you feel torn between loving the women that raised you and confronting them for their harmful mindset and ways? If you have ever felt unseen, unloved, or unprotected, especially by the very people who should have had your back, then the Mammy DSM was written for you. I put this to language, these experiences. I identify these deeply ingrained behaviors. I trace their roots, and I show you exactly how they shape your relationships and your self-worth, and even your ability to thrive. This book will help you name the patterns, unpack the pain, and break the cycle once and for all. Please heal, unlearn, and reclaim. Grab your copy of the Mammy DSM. The link to the book is down in the comment section. And we are back, Vibers. What is going on? So listen, actually, I dropped the link and I invited a couple of people up. I am going to do a bit of a monologue first, and then I'll start slowly building the panel. But even before we get into that, I want to say, actually, let me open up another window so that I can pin this link. I want to let you guys know that the Flawed Villain, along with B. Taylor, as well as Dana, who actually happened to be one of the young ladies that fell victim to Princella's advances, right? Unwanted, right? We're all going to be doing a discussion Friday. It will be at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to get all the way into this situation with Princella, okay? But today we're just basically, because baby, Flawed Villain has been cooking that ass, right? She has been cooking Princella, and baby, I have been here for all of it, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to continue to cooking and sort of do a bit of a breakdown on what's going on, because when I tell you she on a mission, she's on a damn mission, okay? She is on a mission. Let me go ahead and pin the link
Like I said, I'll let people up slowly or whatever. Tacos are spiritual, says justice for Dana. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Exactly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this in. Dana will probably be making her way around here as well as Ren. But Noble Island, baby, it's girl. It's epic. It's epic. I love it. And it's so sad because, like, the more I think about it, I'm telling you, the only reason why we were some of the only content creators, especially early, we being myself and Taz, especially a woman content creator. A lot of people, these women, they fear the audience. They fear being honest, right? And a lot of them are building their platforms off of trauma, not off of, necessarily being helpful to women. There's absolutely nothing empowering about what's going on in BWE circles. I'll be honest with you. There's only one channel that I thought that I saw that was women's empowerment. And that channel, I believe, just came about a year ago, where they literally talk about, empowering women, in the workplace, how to navigate and use privilege and stuff like that. That group of women, they're actually doing something, right? But you don't hear much real empowerment, right? You just don't. And no one wants to be attacked. No one wants to be doxxed. No one wants to be slandered. No one wants to be lied on, right? But everybody wants to be the HBIC. Everybody wants to be, the queen telling women what they should and should not do, and, calling out the dusties and all this kind of stuff. But at this point, it's not coming from a place of authenticity. It's just not, because it would not have, it really should have been a long time ago. So if you think about it, me and Taz were just like 2 years too early, right? Now, because honestly, and Dana's here, she's probably going to say just that, right? She said this too. She said it to me today. Y'all don't believe nothing until somebody white tell you. And I'm talking about y'all, this audience, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all know how Black folks are. And not to mention like all of the tools of manipulation that are available for Princella. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I'm going to bring you up in just 1 second, Dana. So yeah, let me see who's here. Tacos are spiritual, which they are. Okay. I'm making tacos for dinner today. She says, I remember when Taz was speaking on it. I wish I would have spoken up then. Ken Billions was playing it. I knew that they all were. Intuitively, I knew that. Taz is, okay, as much as Taz on the outside to some people view him as chaotic, right? If you know anything about spirituality, right, or anything, someone has to come in and separate the wheat from the tare. Someone has to come in. Someone has to come in and literally bring order, right, by creating chaos. And that chaos is shaking it up, right? A lot of, especially women in these spaces, they're not used to being in the company of a man that, number one, yeah, I'll protect you, but I'm also going to be honest with you. I'm not going to kiss your ass. And they don't necessarily like it if using your feminine wiles against that man doesn't mean anything, and he's not going to kiss your ass. But Taz came in shaking the table because he was serious. He was dead ass serious, and he knows how important and how serious stuff like femicide and DV and all this kind of stuff is, to the point where y'all didn't see that man like I saw him. Putting together those documentaries, putting together that content, reading through articles, reading through transcripts of women being harmed, studying cults to the point of tears at times, only to have a bunch of dick thirsty women who turned coochie thirsty later on to flip on him because he had the nerve to tell the truth. You understand what I'm saying? There's a problem when you cannot be authentic, especially when it goes against, popular thought. And it's a damn shame, But anyway, we're going to get into it. Do me a favor, click that like button. Let me see. What is tacos are spiritual? You can click the link if you want. She says, all this could have been avoided if Ken Billions shut it down. Crazy work. I believe Ken Billions, I think he means well to a certain degree, but I also think that he's kind of full of shit too. Everybody, and I can't even say full of shit, but everybody on here was running a business. And Taz says this often, and let me explain what that means to us. Everybody on here was literally chasing the bag. Okay. We were trying to tell the truth and inform women of what was happening, right? Ken Billions was protecting his platform, right? He was everyone is protecting their platform. That's why no one goes against the grain. That like, and then just think about it. And the more I think about it, and we'll talk about this more Friday when we have Flawed Villain, also known as Infinitely Balanced, on the panel with B. Taylor and Dana. We'll talk about this more, but the more and more I think about it, remember the whole triangulation thing that the bonobos were trying to do with Taz and myself and Cynthia G? Remember how Princella kept cozying up to Cynthia to work with her or whatever? And y'all were saying, oh, y'all don't want them, you know, this is the collaboration that y'all are gonna be jealous of. No, we actually wanted it because we wanted to see how that was going to take. We wanted to see how that was, what the fallout was going to be, right? We wanted to see exactly how that was going to go down. Not to mention, there's a lot of wheels at play going different directions. You got fake spiritualists throwing themselves into it, just all kind of stuff. But what I do believe, the end game for Princella is to discredit every other woman that has a voice, right? On, you know, on the platform on TikTok, Flawed Villain is coming through, and the stuff that she's talking about is resonating with women. That is a threat to Princella, because if we're being honest here, which I don't know why people are always saying Princella is talking about science. Princella don't know no damn science. Princella quotes the same thing that the conscious Negroes, the Council of Online Negroes, you know, what they quote and stuff like that. She's no different than them, right? And she literally regurgitates all the content done before her, and she credits no one. She is a consumer of people's content, right? And she regurgitates it, and she uses it in a way that is so manipulative and dangerous, right? But we'll get into it. I'm gonna bring Dana up. We're gonna review some videos. Hey, Dana.
Hi, how are you?
How are you? I'm good. I'm good. So how is it going? And this is true. Princella does not have a degree. Like, look, so much of that stuff was lies, but there was no sense in literally going down the line, because everybody, well, you know, they got a bigger platform, you know, so they're doing this. So everybody like literally reduces everything down to that, which should tell you that there is no one that's really sincere doing this, and they don't really care about the women. Because if that's your first go-to, that people are jealous or it has something to do with platform size, then where's your intellect? What's going on, Dana? What would you like to bring to the conversation at this point?
Well, I'm always going to bring to the conversation how women try to attack the victim in these type of situations. Is always going to be my message, in how women are unsafe as well as men.
Absolutely. And that's something, and I'll tell you, so it was, I want to say the summer or the fall of 2022 when Taz and I had started talking about that. And I was, because one of my strategies in my prior collaborations was to bring, because a lot of Black women seem to think that the only danger is Black men. And so I had always been trying to point out that not only are other men of all groups, you know, they have this element as well. It's just that they don't have the women coming out, you know, in the way that Black women come out and talk about this stuff, but women. Because even, you know, and once, you know, he said that I'm going to start talking about some of the dangerous women that are a danger to women. That's when women started to leave the platform too. Women do not want to hear that some women are dangerous. And just even my own experience, and just even from, I can't even say in person, but in an online space, the most dangerous connection that you can make is with envious or broken women. That is the most dangerous space for any, like and I would suffer to say the most dangerous space for a Black woman is a Black woman's empowerment platform. And that sounds jacked up, but women are dangerous.
Yeah, that's very sad. That I mean, it's crazy because like stuff is still happening in my life that
Mm-hmm.
is that's pertaining to Black women, and it just makes me not trust a lot of Black women. But
Oh, I
there
get it.
are, there are some Black women I can trust. Tacos has been there from day one,
Mm-hmm.
um, and she has not left. She said, "You're gonna be my best friend."
Good,
And
good,
I'm happy to have her support for real, for real.
good.
But yeah, thank you for having me on here today.
No
Came
problem.
the villain
And just
came
in
out of
case,
nowhere.
yeah, girl, look, I was literally but first of all, before we get into it, hey, Anti, the very first, this is what happened, right? I do not follow this. I do not follow this whole, like, her Elijah Muhammad voice just gets on my nerves. I don't do it, right? But child, when I tell you, just all of a sudden she popped in my news feed one day, and her and the Fly Villain were the Fly Villain had got up there, and she was giving her interrogation or whatever, because that's what it appeared to be. And I knew where it was going. So I remember screen recording some of it, but I could tell the level of manipulation that Princella was going to take, and how easy it was going to be for her audience to like buy into it. It was quite obvious to me. I knew what she was doing, and I knew that there would be a fallout, but I just didn't know how soon. And then all of a sudden, I was on my phone, and Flaw Villain came up, and she was cooking, and I was like, "Look, I was back in my husband's man cave, and I was like, baby, this white girl on here cooking the she is on Princella top. Lord." And it was like, as soon as I would finish one video, I was like, oh shit. And so like it was just crazy.
No, wait. I just seen the one video she posted about B Taylor talking about her experience. Okay, so I thought she was done. Baby, I could go back 3 days later. I said, oh my God, she's on part 40. Oh,
Baby,
I thought she was done.
I feel like she's posting no more than 10 videos, no less than 10 videos a day.
Baby,
No less. Like she I mean, she going in. She is going in.
Well,
so
what she did to her was wrong.
Yeah, well, I didn't even see everything that she did to her. I realized that she jumped on a smear campaign, and that's easy to do.
She sent her messages and did the switch like she always does, and she posted the messages. And she had to go do my own research last night. I was like, let me go look.
Okay.
I don't know who the lady is either. So I said, let me go look and see why she going off on her.
Girl.
And then somebody posted the interview on YouTube, the full 2-hour, 49-minute video of how she was supposed to be saying on decentering men, like that content.
Oh, send me that video. Maybe we should mix that in. Maybe we'll come back, because I do have at 3. We do have our manifestation meeting, so I won't be able to be on that long. But I wouldn't mind hearing some of that either. So maybe we could do that a little bit later.
Yeah, I'll send that to you too.
Okay, cool. So I have a video up here. I got my iPhone mirror on here, and this playlist that is comprised of our girls' videos. So let's get into it. Let me see what we're reading on the screen. It says Princella the Queen Maker groomed her ex and is now grooming a 23-year-old from her coaching program. And what I like is she's on brand the whole thing. She begins almost every video. Princella the Queen Maker is grooming a 23-year-old in this age gap. I mean, she is on her top.
Oh yeah, she's not playing. When I say she's in the kitchen cooking, she got recipes for days right now.
Man, let me know if you guys can hear this okay.
Oh, it's on YouTube, so. Oh, yeah, no, I know you was gonna ask. Yeah,
can you hear it?
I can, but I don't know about them.
Okay, if you hear it, they should be able to hear it. Okay.
Have, was it regular TV? Or
you ain't got to say a name, but you mess it up and good. You mess it up.
Yeah. Quote unquote, your ex. She threw shots at you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She basically said you groomed her into a relationship, which is the wildest shit I've ever heard. How do you groom somebody into a relationship? But anyway, And she basically threw just a lot of different accusations at you. You know what I'm saying? Basically saying you're a fraud, you know, and things like that. So what do you have to say?
Princella The Queen Maker is dating someone that has a 16-year age gap with her, and she found her while she was doing her courses, her teaching. The ultimate relationship reset, unlock hidden solutions, and transform your love life. This is her brand. This is her coaching business. She found a 23-year-old girl within her coaching business, someone who has less authority than her. The biggest red flag is the power dynamic. This isn't just two regular people in society. This is someone who actually has a big platform. Any relationship, even if it's the same age relationship, moving in so quickly is already a red flag. Moving somebody in really quickly when there's a 16-year plus age gap is an even bigger red flag. And so the Queen Maker was in a leadership position as far as her program goes. Jasmine, the girl that she's grooming, came to her in a vulnerable state, looking for guidance, looking for teaching. This is an example of a 26-year-old that was groomed and taken advantage of by specialist Douglas Brewer, who's in treatment for PTSD, depression, anxiety with the Structured Trauma Recovery Program. He was in a high-powered position above her. She was there getting help from him. Ethics Tribunal concluded his actions were a serious breach of therapeutic trust and professional ethics. Surrendered his registration in March 2022. So the Queen Maker has a 16-year age gap with this girl. They're going to keep saying she's 24 now. Yes, because birthdays fucking happen. This is just a small piece of this story. Priscilla the Queen Maker has a history of abuse. Her ex-girlfriend, B. Taylor, came out exposing her last year that she was a narcissist and she was abusive towards her. Emotionally, mentally. Princella has chalked it up to the fact that now B. Taylor is crazy. B. Taylor was the last woman that Princella dated before she jumped into another relationship with this other girl that's 23, Jasmine. Another red flag, by the way. I don't know if y'all remember this, but NXIVM was a cult. It was also grooming the people that were coming into it. It's an article from one of the girls that was groomed into this cult. I wish I knew about grooming. India Oxenberg reflects on her experience in NXIVM. She was in a vulnerable position and it led her to join a cult. NXIVM. I felt directionless at the time and was looking for structure and guidance. I felt vulnerable and ill-equipped for life on my own. I believe that NXIVM and the people there could mentor me towards becoming stronger and more capable of starting my own business and help me in my own self-discovery. Talks about, I trusted these people and it seemed like they had it all together. They were intelligent, successful, and charismatic. Little did I know at the time that this facade was one of the many consumer front products and companies used to lure, target, and recruit new members. Predator knows how to identify and use people for their own desires. I was groomed for the leader of NXIVM through his higher ranking members and education they taught. One of the very first things she talks about is love bombing, which I have already mentioned about Princella moving in this 23-year-old into her house within the year of dating her. That is love bombing. Love bombing is an attempt to shower an individual with admiration, excessive attention, and affection that can feel good at first. As time goes along, love bombing can become manipulative and overwhelming and take on many forms. It's very easy for a 39-year-old to excessively love bomb a 23-year-old and sell them the fucking dream. Number 2, beware of attempts to isolate you. As I said, Princella has moved in this 23-year-old within the year of dating her. This isn't normal behavior in even a regular relationship with two people at the same age. And it's especially not normal for someone who has a 16-plus year age gap, with someone whose brain isn't even fully developed. I'll link this article in the comment section. Princella is grooming one of her clients under the guise of, I'm helping you, you're so mature for your age. The history of Princella's treatment towards other people, and I'm sure even the treatment on one of her TikTok lives at this very moment, show us signs of a grandiose narcissist that is using her power, especially on social media, to not only manipulate and groom a 23-year-old, she is also manipulating and grooming her entire audience. Big part of her message is telling women that they need to switch sides of the aisle and not be straight and turn lesbian. Her ex, who was exposing her for being a narcissist, said herself that she was groomed into switching sides of the aisle. This is all predatory behavior, especially for someone who has a platform this big. This is truly disgusting.
I want to touch on it, but you know.
Okay, let me pause it. So yeah, what's going on, girl? A lot. Real life is not in cyberspace. Shout out to my boo, and not the spiritual whistleblower is in the building. Hey, girl, a lot. How you doing? She says, Princella probably has several young victims who have yet to come forward. I believe that. I do believe that there are going to be more women. But I want to say that I think that this was a good example, right? Because you got to think about it. These women literally are under Princella's tutelage. So I think that the comparison of someone who is getting some sort of therapy, some sort of self-help or something, and then you get into a relationship with them. Hey, Dana, you got some background. Could you mute a minute? Someone who's getting some sort of therapy or whatever like that, I think that that's a valid point. Because if Jasmine was not only, Jasmine is also young, right? If she's vulnerable, if she feels like she's coming to Princella because, she needs, help or some sort of protection, elevation, or whatever, the only thing that Princella is supposed to be doing is offering that help, not also intertwining romantic feelings and all this kind of stuff. That's literally cult shit. That's nature boy. That's absolutely nature boy. And there was even some moves that she has made throughout that I have seen and said, and people, they didn't like that. But listen, Dana, I want you to say something because you know exactly how Jasmine and Princella got together. Explain that to the audience real quick.
Baby, had it not even been for me, they wouldn't even be talking. So,
damn.
Basically, fall villain.
Hey, B. Taylor.
She got a little bit of those things wrong. Hey, B. Taylor. So she said she moved her in within a year. No, she moved her in within 2 weeks. And the grooming is so real. Like, people don't even understand grooming. Is they just think it's for children. In a sense, people are calling Jasmine a child, whatever the case is. I think she's an adult, but as age range, if it puts her in adult lane. But no, she literally called her girlfriend after 4 days. 5 days they were together. And then 2 weeks later, they were moved into it with each other. So I don't know what to me, that's like so fast. And yeah, this age gap thing really was like the main thing for me that made me be like, I told her when she asked me in the vehicle, she was like, I like her. Do you think she'll let me do yitty smacks? And I was like, looking at her like, you gotta be slow. You gotta be slow as hell to even think that a 23-year-old would be like, oh no, you can't. This person admires you and you already know this. And so she used that to her advantage on that trip.
Wow.
Day one though. This was day one. This was me picking her up from the airport, her getting in the car, us going to the hotel, her not watching her child, to her asking me that about her. And yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, we don't. This is crazy. So for me, like, okay, because of Jasmine's age, especially, right, and her being a follower of Princella, a lot of these women, and look, I'm not trying to pick on you if you're a former bonobo or you've escaped from Bonobo Island, no pun intended, but a lot of them idolize her. They believe, this whole thing about her being sent by the queen, goddess mother, and all this kind of stuff. They believe that she has some sort of divinity and all this shit. So if that is the case, and a younger woman, that age, right? A 17-year age gap between a man and a woman prior to 30 years is predatory. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you like that it's just predatory, and everybody would understand that. Everyone would understand that.
That was her whole topic. Like, she said that. And yeah, just like B. Taylor said in the comments, she literally called. She had all these great things to say about me on this trip, but she called B. Taylor after the fact, after she said, hey, I want to be with her because I want access to her body. I've never heard a person in real life, in real time.
Wait. She said, I want to be with her because I want access to her body. She said that to you?
Because she taught her things. And I'll get more into that on Friday. But yeah, because she's her teacher. I'm telling you, it's a teacher-student admiration that's so wicked. Somebody in the comments also asked, do I think that Jasmine is safe with her? Well, there's two things going on in my mind with that. No, she's not safe with her.
Hang on. I want to say, first of all, shout out to Snacking a Meal. Thank you so very much for the super chat. Hell no, she not safe with her.
No, but I also think Jasmine's playing her too.
You do.
I do. I just a little, just a tinge of me does, because I could be wrong, but I really feel like she's playing her, and I feel like she's going to, like, she's figured it out, or she's figuring it out because she's getting older, and you know, when she really sees what's going on, I think she's gonna really mess her up. And
we'll see.
This is, I feel like this is helping it move along, because she have to see, because everybody else is seeing, because the white woman has spoken.
That's true. That's because we know that's why people are listening. So let's go ahead and go to the next, because honestly, she's not saying anything that we did not say.
Absolutely.
2 years ago. Like literally word for word.
Yeah.
Literally, there's nothing that she is saying. Were you not mad at us when we said that? Tell the truth.
Oh, you mean we all? Yeah.
Yeah, people, they were pissed. They were in our comments saying, "Oh, that's why y'all homeless. That's why such like just."
I wasn't mad because I like I told you before, I wasn't mad like that. I was just more so like, I understood what she was trying to say, because the message was totally different at that time, and I knew what she was trying to do with that Charleston White video. I just knew what she was trying to do, and I wasn't even trying to defend her. It was just more so like, I'm not even a super fan like that. Like, I'm not a fan person like that, if you will. And I really wasn't too mad, because I didn't even hear y'all talking about her until just that one time. Just that one time I saw it, and I never knew it was happening.
Girl, a mess. Hey, B Taylor or real life, anybody who wants to come up, spiritual whistleblower, the link is pinned in the chat. Anybody who wants it could come up, but we're going to be reviewing videos. All right. Let's go to the next one.
What happens when you don't know how to be alone is you end up jumping from relationship to relationship, and you end up dating people not because you like them, but you start dating people simply because you don't know how to be alone. This is a recipe for fucking disaster. Instead of you working on yourself and finding out what you accept or what you don't accept in a relationship, you'll end up dating just about anybody. You'll even end up dating people who are fucking horrible for you. Because you don't know how to be alone, you're gonna take whatever you can fucking get in that moment. In Princella.
So I knew she was bringing Princella into this. I just have to say this. Remember, we have seen Princella. How many relationships have we seen Princella go through? And I gotta find that one screenshot, because I want to send it to her for this. I saw where Princella literally said that she's never gonna be monogamous. That she or you know what, B Taylor, if you don't want to, no pressure, because I do appreciate that you're coming back on Friday, but so I get it. But listen, Princella said that she was too dynamic of a person to be with just one, so she could not be with monogamy. She could not get down with monogamy because that her, and I quote, "I am too dynamic of a person to be with just one." And that my thing was, when women hear men say stuff like that, red flag immediately. Dusty, sexual deviant, all of that kind of stuff. But when it came to Princella, nobody said that. And when we pointed it out, we were the bad guys.
In Princela's case, she went from dating a 32-year-old to a 23-year-old. Instead of logically thinking like, damn, this is some groomer ass fucking behavior, he said, I'm gonna take the next one that's close by. That's the extreme case of this, okay? For us regular people who aren't fucking groomers, you're gonna end up being in a relationship with someone who doesn't give a fuck about you. Because you don't know what your fucking boundaries are. You might even put aside your boundaries just to be with somebody, anybody. We were talking about this today on my TikTok live. Someone was commenting saying that they're staying with somebody basically because they don't know how to be alone, because it's not about the relationship, it's not about the friendship that she had with this person, it's not about, you know, them wanting to go 50-50 now, it's literally because of the fact that she doesn't want to be alone. This isn't a negative thing about this. Most people actually don't know how to be alone. There's nothing worse than a bunch of people out in society not knowing how to be alone and simply just dating people just to date people, just to fill some sort of void. For both parties involved, it can end badly. In Princella's case, she turned into a fucking predator. There's nothing wrong with being alone. Society tries to make it a negative thing that you're alone, but you need to learn how to be alone. The bigger reason of you need to find yourself in your own human experience, but also so that you don't end up in a really fucking horrific relationship that will cost you your life, that will cost you time that you will never get back. Learning how to be alone and accept being alone and love being alone could be your saving grace. Because oftentimes people do stay in toxic relationships because they don't know how to be alone, so they're holding on to this thing instead of just simply letting go and pouring into their own cup. What happens when you don't know how to be alone is you.
So that's true, and I was just getting ready to say I saw B. Taylor had said it, I thought that B. Taylor was proof. The situation with her proved that Princella had an issue with being alone, and I feel like I heard a video of B. Taylor talking about how Princella, even if you weren't talking, she wanted you just on the phone. She needs someone there with her. Like, honestly, well, I'll talk about that because just from a spiritual sense, don't worry about that. I'll talk about that later. But I just remember this kind of like validates something that I know that I heard B. Taylor say about Princella. And Acme Listening Inc., thank you so very much, Girl Alive, for the super chat. She says, the host is always providing informative messages that can enhance your lifestyle. Thank you so much. That is so kind. I appreciate it. I try, girl. I try. Let's go. You want to add anything, Dana?
Girl, yeah, so many things just went through my mind when you was talking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it's like she talking, you talking. It's just like so many hits on it. I mean, when it comes to her being alone, y'all should have seen her on this trip. I just told them, hey, let's just do everything business. Let's not try to do any hooking up. And they acted like like pre-K students when you split them apart in lines.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she just could not get a grip on the message that she even speaks out to the women that she was speaking to.
Wow.
And I was just like, how is this even? Y'all don't know. Like, when you see stuff in your mind just be boggled, because you're like, how is this even happening right now? Like, you're supposed to be this person that says, don't do this, don't do that, do this, do that, and you doing everything that you said not to do. You doing it all. And it was very disturbing, y'all. When I say disturbing, hey Q, when I say disturbing, every conversation after the yitty smacking conversation was very draining, very disgusting. Just like, oh my God. Like, I just wish I could just show it to y'all. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a movie, a Tubi movie, and we're gonna make it happen.
Okay. All right, so we'll go to the next slide. Welcome in to everybody that's viewing. Do me a favor and hit the like button, okay? Help me get into the algorithm. Y'all know this is a new channel. Ain't no sense in us talking about it, okay?
Lula's a fucking pervert. That's why she keeps talking about this weird ass shit about being 12, and it also stems from her own trauma. She often talks about when she was 12 years old.
So actually, let me read the prompt just in case you guys. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger, just in case. I'm not sure if it's hard for you guys to see this. I'm gonna try to make it a little bit bigger. There. So I'll go ahead and read this prompt on here. So it says, no one is holding on to the fact that she said that women have been essing D since they were 12, making women hoes from the beginning, trivializing potential CSA as a means to make her point land. That's because she's a misogynist bitch. You know what I'm saying? The only way that you could put girls are sucking, I can't even say it. At 12 years old, in that, if you can frame it that way, it's because you're a predator yourself. I've only heard men say shit like this. Okay. The way that she can I've seen her sexualize breastfeeding, and I have the receipts. Don't say that she didn't. I've seen her do this kind of stuff, like to not recognize that if a 12-year-old girl is indeed engaging in fellatio, right? 9 times out of 10, it's not a 12-year-old boy that she's doing on. So for the fact for her to say it like that is absolutely insulting and very disgusting And it's literally it's red pill. I only hear like manosphere men saying shit like that. Never hear regular people saying shit like that. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. There.
Happened to her. You would think that she had more sympathy for people who went through trauma. Instead of her having sympathy for the viewers that might be watching her that likely have probably gone through trauma, her saying outlandish shit like this on a live broadcast on TikTok is fucking weird. Sucking D since they were 12, making women hoes from the beginning. She's a fucking weirdo. Her talking about CSA like it's a fucking joke on her live stream as if there aren't people who are actually traumatized watching her is fucking weird. Because a lot of people do watch Princella going to her as sort of a way of healing and empowerment. I don't know about y'all, but I've never talked to a therapist that would say some things like this. Imagine walking into a fucking therapist office and they're like, and this is why you got assaulted when you were 12.
Right.
The fuck? Because people do say weird ass fucking shit, but it's just the fact that she is some sort of coach online where she has this big brand following. She carries herself this way. This is not only abusive, but it's also fucking predatory. Because the way that I see it, she's either projecting her trauma onto everybody else so they can feel the same pain that she felt, or she actually has no fucking empathy for whoever's watching her or whoever has actually gone through trauma. Having zero empathy in this way tells us that she really is a fucking narcissist. She's even talked in her videos about how she blames herself for being a victim when she was a child. Having such a big platform like that and saying that she blames herself for what happened to her as a child, she's influencing others to also blame themselves. Imagine trying to blame victims who went through things when they were children. Because I don't believe in victim mindset. I think it gets to a fucking point. But I think especially things when you are a child, when you actually had no comprehension of what the fuck is going on, you can't blame yourself when you're a fucking child. It's truly sick in the head what she is doing with these statements. These are weird ass cards to pull. And it's even stranger that her following is so hypnotized with her weird ass behavior that they're like, yeah, you tell them that's all they do is SD when they're 12.
Yep.
What the fuck is wrong with this bitch? Stilla's a fucking pervert.
Yeah. So like that's the thing. Like those women, just even thinking about. Okay, so y'all know I've written a book, The Mammy DSM, and we talk about women who have this misogynistic. And Princella is actually in my book. I referenced her and her quote, and yeah, I did. For it and with good reason, because she literally fits perfectly into that archetype, right? And there's an extension of my digital book that's in the hard copy that I'm waiting for the actual for them to come through so that I can start distributing the hard copies of the book. But I put an extension in there to talk about the LGBTQ mammy, right? And Princella, the way that it is so disheartening to watch her and those group of masculine, overt mammies that she is leading be so misogynistic. Like this even reminds me of the Sandra Bland conversation, right? Because it's no different than being in a red pill space with men. No different at all. The response, the lack of decorum, the victim shaming and victim blaming in a covert kind of way. It's sickening. It's sickening.
Very much so.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know she said this. She's a demon, like for real. Yeah. And then she does black magic too, so it's just like,
Girl, that's why she's going crazy. You cannot dibble and dabble and play with the arts just because, right? Part of her psychosis, if you think about it, and y'all might not see this until I say it. What is the difference between Umar Johnson and Princella? If you're looking at them through a spiritual eye, you can see the psychosis. You can see what is happening to them. If you have that sort of spiritual discernment, there's going to be a breakdown. Okay. And everybody is going to witness it. Mark my words. You're going to see it. Okay.
They don't see it now. The white people involved.
Oh yeah. Fuzzy Spirals, my girl alive. Thank you so very much for the super chat. She says, I think the question should be, what's wrong with her audience? They should know you can't blame. Look, they're broken. You can't be under that quote unquote teaching or that programming for for an immense amount of time without recognizing the evil and the darkness that's there.
Hmm.
Okay, unless you're broken. And they like abuse. Those women like to be abused.
Literally, that's why she talks to them how she talks to them on her live, because they stay right there as soon as she get done saying everything that she say about them.
Mm-hmm.
They like it. It's the truth.
Yep.
I don't know why they still following them, but her audience, like you said, they definitely are broken. I think it's more of a trauma bonding. Could be they all want to be together as a group, and whatever, they can do their thing, but they need to leave us alone. I'll say that. And they all in over here on this live. They won't like the live. They hear, but they won't like the live.
Of course
but
not.
anyway, I digress. We can continue.
Yeah.
What do P. Diddy, the CEO of American Apparel, and Princella The Queen Maker have in common? Use their power to be predators. The fact that this court case is so fucking recent and people have already forgotten what the fuck grooming is tells me how fucked we are as a society. There's so many red flags with Princella that she's fucking grooming, and people don't see it because they're so hypnotized by who the fuck she is online. Princella has even gone to the point of blaming Cassie, saying it takes two to tango. Cassie was 19, Diddy was 38. It was like an 18-year age gap. Between Princella and her girlfriend, it's a 16-year age gap. It's also the fact that she met her in her coaching program. Saying that it takes two to fucking tango when clearly Cassie was fucking groomed. People are acting like she could have just left. Don't understand abuse. The amount of power that Diddy had over Cassie, it wasn't just the amount of money that he had. He was connected with everyone around Cassie. It almost made like a shield around her. There was even an incident where they mentioned that Cassie literally tried to run away and run off the property, and Diddy just sent his security to go grab her. There was no way to leave physically. Because Diddy had so much power in the music industry, it's not like she could just simply go out and start her own album with some other company. Because Diddy could probably be like, don't fucking work with her. This type of power dynamic is always going to put someone in a shitty situation. It's literally not just about the age. There's so many levels to grooming that people don't comprehend. You can be groomed by a broke 57-year-old because he sold you the dream saying, oh, this is my house, this is my car, this is my Benz. But then you find out that it's actually a rental, and then you find out that he's actually going to be thrown out of his house. He has an eviction, but it's already too fucking late. You already live with him. You moved to a different state or some shit. Now you're kind of stuck. And that's what happens when you're just with a broke man who is grooming you and who finessed you and tricked you into moving in with him. Imagine if somebody has so much power over you where they have a social media platform of over 400K, where they have a coaching program. And on top of that, publicly, it looks like they're a really good person. But no matter what you say, if you're in that situation, people are going to label you like you're crazy because they're like, no fucking way. Like, they're always smiling. They're always standing 10 toes down. They're always such a strong person. No way they did that. Same shit happened with Diddy. Diddy was always out and about smiling, partying. Everybody wanted to be around Diddy. The amount of power and influence that he had over Cassie made it so she could never escape. She could never ask anyone for help, because even the people that she probably wanted to ask for help, they probably wanted to work with Diddy. They knew that Diddy was the man. If you needed an entryway into the industry, the power dynamic literally makes it fucking dangerous. Because these people commenting saying, oh, but she's an adult. It's not about age, it's about power. Dating someone who has so much power over you puts you in a really conflicting position. Imagine dating a really big CEO of a company. A really good example of this is the CEO of American Apparel. I just watched this documentary on Netflix. He essentially made a cult at American Apparel. He eventually ended up getting fired due to allegations of sexual harassment and assault. If you haven't watched that documentary, you should watch it. Because of the power that he had as a CEO of a big company that really blew up, the kind of abuse that he was doing, nobody was believing them. Because who are you going to believe? One of his fucking store associates? Or are you going to believe the guy that started this brilliant company and is so fucking charismatic and just could never do anything wrong? Because everybody loves him. Staff at American Apparel was basically being groomed to get into this cult. They were all legal adults. It's not just a tiny fucking claim that I'm making against Princella. What she's doing with her big platform and coaching women is actually predatory. What did P. Diddy, the CEO of American Apparel, and Princella... Okay, let me pause this. And welcome, Tacos. How are you? Uh-oh. Can you...
I
You're
had
on
to
mute.
get the mute. You know how you get in the street and you start moving around and you're like, wait, hold on. How do I get back to that screen? So
yes, girl.
It's good to be here. Very good to be here and add some more weight to the conversation. And I think a lot of us have been on the sidelines since this thing as inception. And so I'm just here to be like, I just feel like this could have been nipped in the bud from way back when, but let's just listen.
We tried.
I remember I was there too, and I was like, wait, I was there when KB was talking to Taz, and I just I'm the person that I don't know who else he told, because he's a Capricorn Gemini male. He run his mouth a lot, which I did not know that. I mean, I've been friends with this guy for so long, and we just internet buddies, if you will. But he comes along during the stage where it's a bunch of Black women who are discovering certain truths about ourselves. And he is a part of the conversation, meaning me and other women are talking to him about what we're learning. And so we encourage him, create some, you go at the men. We're talking for the women. You can use our talking points to go at the men with the whole conversation of men don't provide, men don't, all this stuff, right? This is when I'm coming into and I'm a married woman coming into a space of self-knowledge. And some women choose to weaponize that self-knowledge, and some just choose to continue to cultivate themselves. I chose the latter, to continue to cultivate myself. And so I know who KB is. We talk on the phone. He picks our brains. He creates content. It's cool. It's whatever. Fast forward to P showing up on the block. It's like, oh, okay. I'm doing my thug thizzle in life. I'm trying to move to Texas. I just got my RV. I'm okay. I'm 44 now, so it's like I see KB talking to her. So, and then they fall out, and so I call him on the phone. I'm like, "What's good? What's going on? Catch me up. What have I missed? I've missed a lot, clearly." And it just turns out that he put a battery in this young woman's back, and all the information that he gets from me and other women through conversation, his own independent study and research, of course, he pumps it into her. And so now so when he's telling me, I'm laughing because when he told me, I had him to repeat what he said a few times because I really wasn't understanding. I didn't I wasn't connecting. So you're saying you talk to this woman, y'all have intimate moments on the phone, all kind of stuff, talk about, and then you're cultivating her to be a speaker, and now she's out here calling women bees and hoes. And
so hold on, okay, because this is a part that was not on my bingo card. So Ken groomed Princella.
Yes.
Girl,
and told me that he tells me this, and me, who I consider him my friend.
Look, you go ahead and drive for 1 second. Tell your story. I think Taz want to hear this, honey, and I don't think he can hear me in his because he's in his man cave. Go ahead and drive. Go ahead and talk.
I want to see the chat too, because I can be able to answer any questions if anybody's asking anything directly. Comments. There we go. Now I can see the comments.
Okay, you can see them. Okay, perfect.
Oh, okay. I don't I do YouTube. I do content. I don't want to pay attention to the comments, but I like to be aware of them. You know what I'm saying? So literally, this is somebody I consider a brother, a friend. We vibe. His birthday's the day after mine. He know my personal business. I know his personal business. But when he tells me this about this young lady, I'm like, wait a second, Ken. Wait a second. You need to say something. So I'm aware that he was like, nah, I'm gonna take my L in private. This is, what kids are we saving? What people, the community? Because he also believes in some of what the rhetoric of Brother Panic are, rest in power, Brother Panic. I'm also in those schools and I'm a student of those schools and stuff like that. I study, I dibble dabble. I used to talk to Bobby Him on the phone. I was raised in a Muslim cult. So I go into those areas pretty easily. I speak the language, so to speak. So I couldn't understand why he would not say this publicly. Why would you not just say, hey, I shared the information I knew from other women like myself with her, put her onto some game to help her navigate her personal life better. And so we decided, okay, she can do some content with it, and here we are. Why not tell the truth? So that way we won't be having the conversation we're having now.
But this makes sense. This makes so much sense because one thing, and even if you go back to our earlier content when we were discussing this, right? All of Princella's, the fact that every place that we know her from, and I'm talking about before she hit YouTube, came from male spaces. And was literally a regurgitation of what they were doing. And even herself, she gave it away. She always talked about how, you know, she embraced the whole "I'm the female Kevin Samuels."
Crazy.
She even thanked Kevin. I have a screenshot of her thanking, you know, Kevin, you know, divine timing, you know, Kevin paved the way for the Queen Maker, you know, all this kind of stuff. But like literally, you know, when I first started hearing of Princella, and actually we kind of were in similar friend groups. So some of my friends like the China Foxes and all this kind of stuff. These are people that I knew in real life. I owned a salon. I was a hairstylist. People, she would come to my salon and stuff like that. She would go live. We'd have these discussions. So that's how I kind of like got in the mix, right? And Princella was around. Back then, she was shitting on Black women. Back then, she was sitting and doing 5, 6, 7, 8 hour lives with Tommy Sotomayor talking about how fucked up Black women were. And everything was a Black woman's fault. She was homophobic. Okay. She blamed homosexuality and lesbianism on Black women's behaviors. And she called it a psychological disorder.
Which goes back to when me and him spoke about it. I told him, I said, she clearly has a mommy wound. That's why she can't deal with Black women, because she hasn't dealt with her mother and her grandmother.
Women.
Right. She hates
women.
She hates where she comes from, and she hates what she is. I said, now the male stuff, she ain't got no daddy, so that means she got daddy issues too. And he's telling me how, yeah, I had to coach her to not see women with, like, it's funny I have blue hair now, but women with blue hair, Black women with red hair, or wear weaves or eyelashes or weaves, that this is not bad. I had to show her. So basically, he's telling me, you know, he's trying to get her mind more open to women, to see that, you know, really we the shit. That you know, basically pumping her up with some Black woman is God rhetoric. But we all know how dangerous that rhetoric is in the hands of a woman who is unhealed, who does not understand that you ain't gonna have one without the other, since we in this together. Okay, so you trying to get rid of them when they are of you and you are of them makes no sense on a spiritual and educated. It's dumb. But I was in there because literally, I laugh now because I was attracted to my own information, meaning the conversations I was having with Ken and these other women was having with Ken. She's parroting that out. That's when I discover her about the whole, you know, and using all the different charts and stuff. I'm like, oh wow, I have a young woman is talking about this stuff now. Wow, this is great. Okay, but then we're in the lives and she starts calling us bees and hoes, and I'm like, so here I am in the chat because I'm well studied. I understand some of these labels come from the names of other goddesses and other traditions, and it's not really negative. So I'm in the chat being like, yeah, the sacred name, like a little blurred in the chat. And I noticed she never says what I'm saying. She's never highlighting it, because I'm like, they don't have to feel bad. If you know what a B is, if you know the where that comes from, or even the word, the CUNT, if you understand the goddesses, and I'm in my own little bubble of goddess, you know, understanding. And she never mentions it. So I sit back. About 3 days later, that's when her and Ken have the discourse publicly, and he disagrees with her, and she gets him off the live. And like he was telling, and me and him speak for the next couple of weeks afterward, because he's messed up. He's hurt because they was having intimacy virtually. So he's hurt, meaning you start to like her for real. Yeah. And I'm talking to him like, hey, why don't we do a live, and, you know, put me on, me. And that's when he tells me I'm working with her. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But do you know what she's doing? And he's basically saying to me, like, she got 40 G's and didn't even give me nothing. She didn't give me no. It sounds like a jilted lover. And the whole time I'm telling him, I don't care about none of that. What I care about, since all this has happened, but I've learned that even a girl's girl or a woman's woman is really, like Dana said, it's not even safe in a women's empowerment group sometimes. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So it's what I've learned from the whole thing, all in all, is that at the end of the day, there's going to be women like myself and maybe some others who may be a little more even open to certain rhetoric, and they'll get hurt. I say it. I gave that woman $3,500. I gave her from buying books to And I noticed something when she would do her live chats and stuff on TikTok or even YouTube, when you're sending her the money, the little, the little stipends and stuff like that, she never said thank you. She would never acknowledge that you're sending money to her and that she'd never thank you. I took the workshop. I paid for 2 consultations with her. The first one I just paid to hear myself talk because I just basically was I'm trying to get to where she's at. So I'm like, we could build infrastructure. I got a little bit of money at this time. I got a new RV. What do we need for the women? I have,
wow.
And what she had was nothing for me. And then told me, I said, well, how can I help? She was like, well, I need some help with my email strategy stuff. And then I can go back. I got the screenshots of my own Facebook. I knew she was on some other stuff because you said you wanted some help with your emails and how to send them all out and all this other stuff. When I'm sending you the links and the things that the resources I have access to, she never commented back. Never, oh, thank you, sis. Never acknowledged me. And I'm like, that's some narc shit. Like, that's weird that someone I paid for 2 consultations with you. I am in your book. I'm in everything you selling. I'm buying it because I support you.
Girl, I get dragged for thanking after each people complain for me.
Let's keep it real. if we're gonna be honest and healthy about these parasocial relationships and things like that, the person is bringing the content. You like the content, you give them money, they say thank you. The person makes the content, you like the content, you give them money, they say thank you. It's a perfect arrangement.
Yeah,
that's clean. But if you're telling me now I'm your friend, I don't send you no money, I just expect you to keep talking the talking points I like, and then me as a content creator, I expect you to worship me and put me on a pedestal just because I'm on a YouTube or a TikTok or a Bigo. It's craziness.
Yeah, it is crazy. It definitely is crazy.
Wow. And she did study Nature Boy. Her eyes light up if you.
Hey, Dana, baby. I had to say hey to my friend.
Hey, baby.
Even watching when Dana came out and spoke, I couldn't believe some of the people who was interviewing her and the way they would talk to her, the way the chat would be like, who wants her? Who's this? Who's that? It's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. And then when I spoke to Dana a couple hours ago, I told her, she said, girl, I know you ain't been on the internet. I said, I've been on there enough to see that white girl dragging Princella for pure filth. I said, but it's crazy how it took a white girl for everyone to be like, oh, really? This is happening. Really? But Dana
because the rest of us were just hating. You're just hating. You're just mad.
And also,
all this
who wants black women? That was the conversation. Who wants black women?
Yeah.
Who would want to do? Why would that light skinned girl want to accost this brown skinned girl? Like I was watching these conversations happen, and it was just this. And then it seemed like most people just want to hear the tea. They wanted to, but my good sis was accosted and hurt.
Yeah,
somebody was hurt, and then she witnessed on this trip she went to a baby girl being put in bad situations, a young lady that's being groomed upon, other women who are taking the road of cowardice versus speaking up, because nobody wants to deal with, like you said in the beginning, a bunch of people you don't know sending negative energy your way.
Nope, nobody wants to deal with that. And it does compromise your platform to go against the grain, which would, in the case of talking about someone like Princella, would be the popular person. But before we go to the next video, I just want to show something. And I'm going to wait until, because some of this stuff I want to give to the flawed villain. But I want to show a few things. This is not something that we showed before. In fact, this is what pissed me off, because when the B. Taylor fallout happened, right? Then all of a sudden, a group of people started to feel more comfortable to say stuff about her. All of this stuff, the old stuff that you see out there about Princella, the screenshots, the recordings, that came from us. And people literally built, quote unquote, BWE spaces from using the stuff that we had already used to expose her that was rejected by them previously. So it's like, it makes you kind of butthurt, because it's like, what is y'all problem? What is your problem? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know if it's because we usually expose someone 2 years before it's a pattern. We expose them 2 years before everybody else figures it out.
Ahead of the learning curve. Y'all are ahead of the learning curve, and y'all are able to see the patterns. And
yeah. And
That's it.
we're old, so it's like some of the
Y'all
stuff,
not
you know what I
old.
mean? We are
Y'all
papa and grandma.
mature.
So right, we are people of mature age. What is this? Gail said, I wish I would have recorded it, but I thought everyone is aware she was there. This was a while back. If I find it, I'll record it and send it to like, okay.
She's talking about that Nature Boy video. She said that her and Amaya was there at the camp.
Wait, what?
I was like, what?
What?
I never knew this.
Wait a damn minute.
What?
She's
Fuck
obsessed
up.
with him. She's obsessed
Gail,
with him.
click the link if you're not at work. What? Gail, stop lying to me.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I didn't even know that she went.
What? With the baby?
What the fuck? She was there?
This rabbit hole don't end. It seems like it should have turned. Like this rabbit hole got multiple tunnels. Like what?
And
You have got to be kidding me.
Another crazy thing is one of the I don't know if this girl Violet Wisdom was a part of his big old moderators or whatever, but she was a part of his group too, and she ended up contacting me, but I didn't know she was a part of Princella's Discord. Like that's how close she was trying to get to that man.
What?
That is so crazy. Gail, how are you, honey?
I'm good. How I'm always at work. Don't tell nobody. Shh.
I ain't gonna tell nobody, baby. I won't tell nobody. It's just us and 102 people.
Yeah. I thought you knew.
No. Now tell me what happened.
It's another guy on YouTube who been covering him heavy.
And Hood Horrors.
I want to say I saw it on.
I don't like rock with a lot of people, so I don't drop names.
I'll text you.
Okay,
but that's where I saw that, and I figured everybody must have knew that she.
I did not. I have never heard or seen that. Now you know good and hell well.
I didn't know
because that was the first comparison that I made to her when I first started. I took a video that she did, and I literally lined it up with the video that he did, and they were saying the same fucking thing. Wow. If I would have knew then, are you kidding me?
I'm gonna find that. I'm gonna send you the guy's name. Because he was talking about him this morning. I just sent you a text. But,
oh my God.
It wouldn't happen to be cool
that video. I hope he takes
or
it down.
King World.
All right. So
I'm going to let you know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I was shocked when I'm like, you didn't know? Because I don't really follow that heavy. But when I saw that, I'm like, she was the little girl. The look that shit, you can see them.
She took Amaya carbonation.
This was before she was Princella.
Somebody got a when she was back. That was back when she was Karma, probably, right? That's when she was Karma.
Possibly. I don't really know. I don't really follow like that. But when I'm like, wow, I didn't know. This is weird. And I thought I knew you was up on that, but you're not. I'm gonna go find it.
Girl, I didn't know. I did not know. I did not know. All right, so I'm gonna go to the next video. I cannot because I don't have that much longer. So I'm gonna go get a few videos and we can react. I can't I can't.
I'm gonna go. Bye, y'all.
Is a manipulation tactic.
Bye, Gail. Thanks for that.
I've also seen this tactic being used in real life. I've seen this shit at the club, so I know exactly what it is. A fast track way to intimacy is them trying to put their guard down and say, "Look at me, I'm a human being just like you." It's a way to lower defenses and build unearned trust and to mask manipulation tactics. Okay, I've seen this in real life, in my own life, and I've also seen it with Princella. The reason that she trauma dumped on that live is to appear like she is the good guy, like she's really been through things. Well, that was one of the reasons. The other reason was to try to say that she's been through more than me, and the other reason was also so that I would open up and tell her my traumas, or that I would become defensive and then say that no, I've gone through more than you. But instead, I just let her talk on that live with her. Trauma dumping is a form of manipulation. I'm sure y'all know what trauma dumping is by now, but it's oversharing deeply personal or fabricated trauma too early or inappropriately to gain control in a relationship. Relationship doesn't necessarily mean like someone you're actually dating, it's just someone you're speaking to. It's a way to pressure you to reply with secrets, sympathy, or compliance. When I was on that live with Princella, that was her attempt to try to make me defensive or to make me open up to her. But I know the fucking games that bitch is playing. It's a calculated performance of emotional openness to disarm others, can include exaggerated, embellished, or completely fabricated trauma stories used to create an illusion of authenticity or realness, especially in a public-facing figure like a cult leader or online personality. It is extremely unhealthy to open up about your fucking traumas to random fucking strangers. In the case with me and Princella, I don't know that bitch. Also, online, I don't share my fucking traumas, and nobody should. That's the reason I made a fake ass story in my car talking about a bald man traumatized me, and people in the comments were like, Andrew Tate, and I was like, yes. Because that was the gag of the joke. It was a man commenting on my video saying, who hurt you? So because they kept commenting it over and over again, I was like, let me just make a video. As you're saying, she's opening up to random fucking people about her traumas. Psychological manipulation, actually, a strategic self-disclosure. In psychology, this refers to sharing personal stories with a manipulative agenda to get what they want or build power over someone, like she tried to do on that live. The best thing that you can do in those situations is calmly sit there and don't fucking say anything, because in Priscilla's case, Princella's case, she wanted a response out of me, but I was going to give her it. This is also interesting. A false wounded healer archetype, common in spiritual or wellness places.
Wow.
A person claims to be healing others because they've suffered, yet hasn't actually healed themselves. And in her fucking case, we can see with our own two eyes, at least the people that are awake, that she's never fucking healed herself. Because her just jumping from relationship to relationship is a huge indicator that she has codependency issues. She constantly needs someone next to her to validate her, because she hates being alone. When you're a fucking piece of shit and an evil person, you hate being alone, because you have to face your fucking self. Even when she is by herself, she's on TikTok live, isn't she? I've had men like this come into the club where I go up to them to talk to them, say hello, do the whole spiel, and they've literally started trauma dumping within the first minute. One specific one that I remember, there was a man, I went up to him, hey, hi, how are you doing? Are you waiting for someone? And he said, no, because last time I was here, and he starts going on this spiel. It was like a long word salad of someone that hurt him in the club or finessed him out the club. And I was just like, are you trauma dumping right now? Because what he was doing is he thought that I would feel sympathetic for his sob story about how some girl finessed him out of the last time that he was there. In reality, I don't give two.
You know what? Princella does do this trauma dumping thing like so much. Like I have never heard someone that has been a victim of every crime.
No, it's weird. Like she's a weird individual. Like it's just right now it's just the shit don't hit the fan, and she mental, and finally everybody is about to see it.
It's crazy because you can tell she's trying to weaponize it and use it like a play. But
yes.
You've never been to therapy, sis, so that don't work that way for you. Your nervous system's still messed up, baby girl. Like it don't work the way you think it's working. And and you about to find out, because you just went to what you considered a weak woman. You went to this woman's inbox and, oh girlie, let's have a conversation. Let's have a little man party. And old girl observed, sat in silence while you tried to railroad her, which is a technique I think she's tried to, ever since the Saint and the Sinner did it to her, she's been trying to make it better. She's been trying to like work on it, because the way he grilled her.
Saint and Sinner cooked her ass.
He was the first one that really grilled her. Yep. I loved it. And I think ever since then, she's been trying to figure out how to come at people the way he came at her. And she encountered this young lady now. And whatever happened, is about to happen, because it's happening.
I don't know. I keep thinking about how, like, remember how she was like, I don't want to debate Taz because he hates me. Taz never.
Taz got the receipts.
He got the receipts. So she just didn't want, because like, even like, he didn't even start like cussing her out bad until she got disrespectful. And until like when she got this, then gloves off.
But it's crazy how she's in your husband's face. Another example.
She used to share his videos. I got screenshots.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love me some Taz. Taz is a man. When you listen to him, he's for the women, he's for the community, and he's for himself. The trifecta of being a stand-up individual and having some type of character for yourself. So it's just crazy how she's tried to align and attach herself to all these men. What we would say affluence or character, but pick up none of the stuff that matters. Like how you hang out with a Tommy, whatever that guy's name is, I can never say his last name,
Sotomayor,
and a Taz Sotomayor, and not like be like, you know what, Taz, how do I be more like you? What do I need to do? Like, it's like picking the like screw it, I'll be like the pimp. I won't be like the stand-up man. And it's the same thing we see. I'm bi, so I'm in the alphabet community, and I see the same thing with a lot of Black lesbian studs. It's like, why you emulate the worst of?
I've always I actually want to have a discussion about that. I do not understand why
there's
most of the
stand-up men you could emulate. Why you emulate the worst of us?
I've seen it. I have seen it so
that's
much.
My question. And I'm gonna land my jet. But yeah, why is Princella emulating the worst of it? And now I feel like I need a new haircut because now I didn't know her hair was cut like this, and that's how my hair cut, and I don't appreciate it.
Baby Taj Mahal.
Girl.
Taj Mowry. Taj Mowry is what she look like.
Man, she looked like somebody's little nigga. That's what she looked like.
Fucks.
I thought she needed to go too.
Dumping, and I understand how it's a manipulation tactic. But I know that younger, naive girls in the club don't get that, so they will sit with him and they'll be like, "Oh my god, what happened? Is she here? That's so terrible." Eventually, that kind of tactic will actually lead to some girl like falling for his little okie doke, and then her being like, "Well, I'll give you a discount. I don't want you to leave and not come back." Me, however, I don't give two fucks if someone finessed you. I don't need you to be crying to me within the first 2 minutes of you fucking talking to me. Not my fucking problem, right? Because I'm there to work. I'm not there to be trauma dumped on for fucking free. Keyword for fucking free. Somebody wants to trauma dump in the VIP room though. Bet. But that'll be for another video. So I know all about trauma dumping as a manipulation tactic. This is something that you have to watch out for when you're dating, when you're making new friends, really any situation with a human being. Because no logical person will immediately trauma dump on strangers the way that Princella often does. He does it to garner fake sympathy from y'all and to make it look like, look at me, woe is me, I understand you, we're the same, support me, I'll support you. But it's actually just manipulation. Generalized vulnerability is a...
Wow.
She knows.
Y'all see this shit?
I remember this.
This is hilarious. When
that's
I say
she not gay. That's not gayness. That's you don't like women. You do not like women at all.
Girl. Like
what? That poor raver.
What? Like this, like when
look at her face.
I know she looked like she just
that's not good. It's not good. It's not good.
That's her. That's her black magic. That's that black magic.
Who is that working on the other mentally unstable and sick people? I mean, I understand why I was there. You know what I'm saying? For the 3 months I was there, but what? Come on, man. That's how you staying after you see this. How do you stay as a woman with an intimate, private part? We all know what part I'm talking about. If the grapefruit represents that part, and you're a woman and you saying the men don't even touch you and they can't do this and they can't do that. And you see this woman do this right here. This is her example of love making or intimacy. How you stayed after that?
Girl, didn't I hear her say something about if you desire penetration, you're male identified?
That would be her, right?
I mean penetration, whether it's, it can be if there's an entry, if it's entering something, then it's penetrating, right? So isn't she kind of like mocking penetration?
Yeah, which is why it's gross, because if that's which like it's gross. It's all nastiness. Like just stop, man. Stop.
So we got time for one more, and then I got my manifestation meeting. I
was gonna say before we go, I did want to call out this other content creator earlier. I was letting you know about the women who are in this BWE sector who are actually not for women. And I don't know if y'all know Mahogany Muse, but this lady, I told this lady, like, I'm trying to go to Nancy Grace on her. It got back to me. She was like, this lady delusional. She just want attention.
Wait, what happened?
Yeah, but go ahead, Taco. You want to go into that? I don't know if she's still there.
She's on mute. She might not.
There she goes.
I do not, because you know how I feel about the whole situation.
Wait, is that who y'all talking about? Girl, the girl that looked like a cigarello. Is that who you're talking about?
I'm not talking about anything with that. That's something
Girl,
that I will,
like honestly, she's literally nobody.
She's not gonna get into it, but I will get into the fact that she is a grifter as well, and people need to stay away from her too.
Well, she's not really relevant to any conversation. Like you'll never hear anybody say, like she's you know what I mean? Like she really doesn't even deserve a nod anywhere where people are like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not even being facetious. Like she's not relevant and like on any level.
Oh, for
You
sure.
know what I mean? Like,
I just wanted to show that it's women that's doing that. It's
oh
women
yeah,
that's doing that.
she appears to have some psychological issues, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm sure.
So like, yeah, but yeah, she like when I tell you irrelevant, I do mean irrelevant. She's one of those weirdos that tries to like attach to us in a negative way too, and it's got like she's strange. She is very strange, but yeah, I'm very curious as to like what went down or whatever, but like I'm sorry if you had some sort of weird. She's like, you know how some people just need their meds, girl. Some people need some meds.
Yeah, she really does. She really does, for real. But I just wanted to touch that before you went. We can carry on.
Girl, that's cool. Let's see what's next and let's roll out.
You know what's funny about Princella? She can't come at me about anything that y'all are trying to come at me about. Like, oh, you're just a hoe. You can't leave men alone. You're doing this. You're doing that. I play better games than she does. Never married. Never impregnated. That bitch don't got shit on me compared to her fucking life. And that's why she's mad. Never got robbed the way that she did. The game has never been ran on me. And I dumped men. But you know what my favorite fucking thing is to do? Is to cuss out men. And that's why I got fired from the fucking club. Because I don't take shit from men, okay? Except their wallet. That's one thing I'll take from them. But when it comes to people like Princella, right? She is one of the people that I would often cuss out in the club. Because it doesn't matter about gender. It's when you act like a fucking predator. Let's roll the clip, shall we?
I kicked out the damn strip club tonight. One chick, she wanna whine and cry. And so I slapped her on the ass, right?
Wow.
And she gonna go and tell about.
When people told me this, I thought it was a reach. I was like, no way, she wasn't doing that. She's a woman empowerment coach after all. I couldn't believe my fucking eyes. This dumbass bitch goes to the fucking club and behaves like the men that I oftentimes cuss out and throw drinks at. This dumbass bitch puts hands on women in the club and then kikis and ha-has about it because she's a fucking predator. Because she thinks that she can do whatever the fuck she wants in this fucking world, right? So to me, this is actually so much bigger. So much bigger. The more I find out, the more excited I get about this. Because for a bitch that says she's an empowerment coach trying to lead women in the right fucking direction, all the pieces seem to tell me that this bitch is a fucking predator. Everyone else is fucking crazy, right? Everyone else is making shit up, right? This bitch got dogged out her whole fucking life. So much so that she got impregnated by a man that I probably would have cussed out in the club because he probably would have came in there with like $60, right? And I would have been like, yeah, you're in the wrong fucking place, loser. But no, that same man dogged her out, got her pregnant in 2 months. So now what is this predator doing? Grooming a 23-year-old girl. She's not turning 25, by the way. She just turned 24. You're telling me her ex was being groomed, y'all didn't believe it, and I'm telling y'all that she is actively grooming this 23-year-old, and y'all don't believe it? Princella the Queen Maker is a fucking predator. You know what's funny about Princella?
Girl. And your final thoughts, ladies.
She read her down. She's saying everything that those of us who weren't trying to sensationalize the situation from the beginning saw from the beginning, that this person's a predator and sick and needs mental help and to get off the internet and find somewhere safe for that child to be. And I'll land my jet with that.
And it was a nice landing.
I would just say that I'm glad they brought up that stripper stuff because when I go to Houston in a few weeks, I'm gonna go to a couple strip clubs to see who else was abused and see if I can do some interviews.
Yeah, why not? Why not? I think that's a great idea. Like the club, like the fact that she literally behaves like a deviant, dusty, unhinged male, and she's even starting to look like one, it's really telling to me. It's really, really telling to me. But so I do gotta get out of here. I gotta get to the Rich Girl Club. Team Manifest. Shout out to
Thank
y'all.
you.
Thank you so much.
Guys,
Thank
have
you
a
guys.
good
Where
one.
can you guys want to shout yourselves out? Where to follow you? Where you're gonna be? Dana, you're gonna be back for sure Friday. So you guys come back Friday. It's gonna be me, B Taylor,
Awesome.
and we're gonna have the flawed villain, also known as the is it infinitely balanced, right? And look, we're gonna cook. We are going to cook.
I'm gonna have my phone charged up and everything. I see y'all then.
All righty. See you guys later. You guys take care.
You too.
All righty. All right. I will see you guys later. I'm gonna be back. I'll be back live a little bit later on tonight on the other channel. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for support. Be careful out here in these streets. Okay. Chris Brown's ratchet ass told y'all that these hoes ain't loyal, and now Flaw Villain is telling you what we've been trying to tell y'all too. These hoes ain't loyal. Anyway, thank you so much for coming up. Oya. See you guys later. Bye-bye.